Hey guys! Before you guys actually listen to the audio fic that I'm creating now, I wanted to let you guys know that I have received complete permission to make this story an audio fic, and the all the links to the original creator of the story will be in the description. As it's currently 19 past 10 p.m. by the time I'm recording this little bit. And honestly, I am looking forward to a lot of things that are coming soon and that I'm working on. It's been quite a while since I uploaded anything last, and I'm sorry for that. I should have communicated more and explained a little bit why it was so hard to record and do stuff. Currently, I won't be having a real schedule because kind of busy with school, with college. But I will do my best to get these videos out and make something that's entertaining for you guys. And I hope you guys will follow me on this journey. Anyway, Valley of Serenity, by Interjection on Archive of Our Own. Summary. After blowing up a nation, Wilbert throws a sword down to his father's feet and begs to be killed. Phil, however, takes one look at the state of his children and decides he has other plans. Keep in mind that this is a Dream SMP AU made by Interjection, post November 16th, where Wilbur doesn't die. Instead, a family leaves the SMP entirely and learn how to live with each other. Chapter 1. Beyond lies the refused and regret of its creation. L'Manberg was a nation doomed to fall the moment Wilbur shoved aside a desperately pleading Tommy to accept the bundles of TNT and dynamite Dream had laid out like a godly blessing before him. Mouth twisted in a smile and pupils too wide for any sane man. Fate carved as solidly as the scattered lyrics in the cave which housed the damned button, and the damned madman who circled around it like a haunted spectre. The madman who had ultimately decided to blow up his symphony to a ruined, desolated end. L'Manberg was a nation beyond saving, and it had been for a long time. Phil firmly believes, however, that the madman in question is not beyond saving. Kill me, Phil, kill me! The sword clatters to the ground. Phil barely registers the blinding glint of a diamond against harsh, judging sunlight. He picks up the sword, studies its tiny nicks and shimmer surface and well-worn grip. He can tell it's a good sword, a reliable one. The scent of smoke clings to their lungs, scratches their eyes. Whispers regret of too late, too late. Wilbur stares into the blade with a hungry expression, like that of a man who has nothing left to anticipate in his life but the release of death. His gaze shifts up to Phil after a shivering second, pleading, eager, his arms spread wide in invitation. Please, they all want you to. Nothing would make me happier. Phil throws the sword clattering against the cracked and crumbling stone beneath them. It's kicked with an unexpected ferocity and skids away in spinning circles, eventually tumbling off the ledge they're standing on. After a few seconds, a faint splash echoes in his ears. He barely registers the expression of shock and terror on Wilbur's face before he's cradling him against his chest, wrapping him in a tight embrace. Wilbur shakes and sobs in his grasps, more vulnerable than the day Phil had first found him wandering alone in the dark, dangerous world. You think I would kill my own son? Those words came unbidden and need no explanation. Philza is a father, and he has failed, and he will make things right again. Slowly he tugs Wilbur away from the ruins of L'Manberg in Techno's base. He takes out a piece of crumpled paper and begins writing. Techno, Tommy, I'm taking Wilbur and getting us out of the Dream SMP. Meet us if you want to join. We'll leave in 4 days if you don't. Directions are scribbled on, and the paper carefully folded. He lays it bare in the hidden sugarcane chest he knows Techno will check when he returns. Wilbur stands beside him, eyes hollow and head bowed. Phil places a hand on his shoulder and guides him through the bubbling elevator. "Where are you taking me?" Wilbur asks, and the lilt of the desperation in his tone suggests he still hopes his own father would drive a blade through his heart. "Away," Phil says quietly to him, trying to keep his own thundering heartbeats together. He guides Wilbur along carefully. Away from here. They travel until sunset, and to Phil's immense relief, Wilbur doesn't try to stop a single time. It's in a birchweed forest, shadows rippling with the dusky sunset and swaying leaves that they stop. There's a small wooden shelter deep within it, one Phil had built to keep out monsters for the night during his trip to Dream's Lands. When they step in, the moon is already chasing starry constellations across the sky. Phil takes out some wood and wool from his ender chest, fixes another rough bed for Wilbur, and tells him to sleep. "Please, Will," he whispers when Wilbur stares at him blankly. He gently coerces him into the fluffy wool. Slowly, Wilbur takes off his boots, lies down, closes his eyes, and Phil tucks him into the makeshift blanket he had made over him. He thanks his past self for over-preparedness as he digs through his ender chest yet again and finds slices of raw beef and bundles of carrots. A small meal is made and eaten. Afterwards, he watches Wilbur sleep from the edges of his eyes as he paces dark lines in the rough plank flooring. His son stirs fitfully in his sleep. Gasped yells and convulsions and pleads for death interrupted every other minute. Eventually, all Phil can do is hum lullabies and whisper soothing reassurances while he holds Wilbur close. He doesn't sleep a single second himself for the entire night. On the second day, Techno knocks on the door. "Why?" Wilbur asked, as Techno unclasps his cape from blood crimson and shrugs on the dark, woolen long coat Phil offers him. "They're rebuilding Manburg," is the reply. "Trying to, on whatever's left of it anyway. Can't really call it Manburg anymore, can I? Didn't learn my lesson, and I'm not bothering to teach them anymore." Phil places a hand on his shoulder. Techno hesitates, the tips of his boots drawing thin, invisible strands before him. And well, you don't need help there anymore," he mumbles. "You're here." "I'm here," Wilbur echoes. Something distant clouds his eyes. "I'm here, and you're here." "Yes, well, we're both here for you," Phil says. He sits down next to him and envelops him in another hug. A few moments later, Techno does the same. Wilbur closes his eyes as tears gather at their edges. Phil gently brushes them away. 2 more days tick by, and Phil has given up on Tommy. Perhaps some things can never be forgiven by some, he thinks, as he packs up whatever few items are left. The burn scars running like tear trails across Tubbo's body, or the Manburg, insanity, devastations and craters, and the ashen remains of emancipation, forcing Tommy to choose. To be the hero and to lose it all over again. With a heavy heart, he continues packing. It's fine. He has 3 sons, 2 of whom are with him, and he will take care of them. Tommy has his own family and circle now. As they prepare to leave the ramshackle shelter, Phil taking Wilbur's hand and guiding him along. "Wait!" "Child." Techno rolls his eyes at Tommy's proclaims his desires to go with them, with nothing but a set of iron tools and a bag of food and water slung behind him. Wilbur stares at Tommy, like they've both become ghosts. Phil is too busy fitting a long raincoat over his son's shoulder, and smiling something too happy, too relieved to take much notice. The world is a vast place, cycles of continents and oceans stretching further than most can travel in their lifetimes. Most people did not bother to travel in their lifetimes. Phil, however, is not most people, and neither are his sons. Dream may have shut off end access in his kingdom and surrounding areas, but it's hardly a monopoly. Those portals are scattered around the world, and Phil has conquered the infamous treacherous dimension in a way few can boast of. Put these on, Phil says as they reach the end of a sheer giant cliffside, the sharp, cool wind flinging his hair like strips of flags. He hands them each an elytra and a bundle of rockets. Beyond them, a vast open prairie stretches out, followed by increasingly dense forests. To the northern side, he can make out a faint shape of pale blue mountains, immensely giant and imposing. "Where are we going?" Wilbur asked softly. "Far, far away, Wilbur," Phil says. Something flutters in his chest. Anticipation, maybe? A chance at fixing all this. Far, far away from here. This was Chapter 1 of Valley of Serenity. Please note that this is set in a universe that, while it has Minecraft elements like the end and nether dimensions and some items, it doesn't operate on its logic. It doesn't have response, and it doesn't have ridiculous amounts of inventory space. No weird health regeneration rules, and no weird gravity. Think of it as some sort of fantasy world, which includes animals, plants, and just generally stuff outside of Minecraft. Don't forget to go and read the story if you're interested, show them some love and some support, and go follow their Twitch, Tumblr, and Twitter, which I will put in the description down below. See you guys next time.